Hey guys, it's LEGO Boys E3. Today I'm going to show you how to turn a Pyraminx into a Tetraminx. So basically what a Tetraminx is it's a Pyraminx without tips. So basically imagine this without the part sticking up. It's just kind of a flat surface there. And yeah, just a Pyraminx. So as you'd imagine, making one of these puzzles is quite simple, although there are a couple of slightly difficult steps. I'm going to be showing you how to do it today. And so I'd recommend having a Shankshaw Pyraminx because they're easy to mod, and that's the one I'm going to show you on. So the first step is you're going to take the tip off like this and begin to unscrew the screw under there. But instead of using this Pyraminx, I actually have one that is mostly disassembled already. So I'm just going to demonstrate that, unscrewing the side like this. Okay, so here we go. The center is unscrewed from the core, so let's just put that over there. And so now what we'll have is this part like this and the screw. And so you're going to want to take the screw out, making sure to get the washer and the spring both with it. And you can set that off to the side. I'm actually going to take the screw out because we're going to be replacing the screw with a smaller screw. So I'm actually going to be using this screw, which is a screw from a Megaminx, but it's about the same size as any screw from a 3x3, which is actually quite smaller than that of a Pyraminx. And so I'm just going to put that in here with the spring and the washer, both on there for now. And so now we can set this smaller screw assembly along with the bigger screw off to the side because we won't need that for now. So this is the main piece that we're going to be modifying because it's not going to be allowed to stick out of the centerpiece anymore. It should be recessed into the actual piece. And so I'd recommend a Dremel for this. What you'll want to do is basically cut a line right along here on every side. So just basically cut it down so it's just kind of a circle. And so I'll show you that now. And once you're done cutting each of those sections, there will be three kind of parts that will stick up on the other end. And what you'll want to do is go in at an angle and just kind of cut those parts off too until you basically just have a cylinder. And if it's not smooth at this point, just kind of sand down the edges of it until it is a perfect cylinder. And so at this point, it should look something like this. And so you see here we have kind of a small hole and a big hole on this end. And what we want to get it down to is something that looks like this. And so basically on the side with the big hole in it, you'll just want to cut it down just right about there until it gets to about this height, and then you'll be good with this piece. So make sure the part that you sanded down is smooth enough to freely slide around inside of here like it did before. And so now what we're going to do is get an object like a screwdriver and just put it right through there so it doesn't stick out the top. Just it goes right to that very end there. And then holding these kind of three edges of the piece, something like this, you're just going to want to push on the screwdriver. And eventually, the whole thing will pop apart like this. You may need to use a blade or something and get in between the crack, but eventually it will come apart just like this. Now, don't mess around with this part. All you'll want to do is take this half of it. There's a little ball bearing in there. Just let that roll off to the side. You don't need it anymore. And now what we can do is look at this little thing that sticks up and look at where it goes, and then put the two pieces back together like this. Next up, grab that smaller screw from earlier and put it inside of the larger end of this part. And so it should go right up to here with the springing like this. The spring should be inside of it. And then what you want to do is just put it right down into there. Make sure it comes out the other end like that. And we'll put a screwdriver on that end. The screw is right here. And then we'll just start to screw it into the core like this. Now make sure it has a decent amount of tension right there. Of course, since we don't have any caps on there yet, we'll be able to adjust it once we have it assembled. But for now, just kind of get them approximately equal to each other. And then what you'll want to do is go around to all the rest of the sides and do the exact same thing to all of them. I'll just show you that one last time for the very last centerpiece. So put something in here and pry it open however you need to, just until it pops off like that. Keep all of that part enclosed. We can take the ball bearing and the spring out. We don't need those anymore. So now we can put them back together in the correct orientation, just like that. Grab this piece, grab the screw and spring structure, put it into the bigger end, put the whole thing inside of here. It kind of snaps in sometimes, and then screw it into the center, just like all the rest of them. And so now we can go around for each of these edges and assembling the puzzle into basically its final state, just like this. And so here is basically the finished puzzle. Of course, it's not quite finished because you can see here there is that little hole there and the big hole in the middle. And so there are a couple of ways you can fix that. You can just put some sort of filler in there just at the very top, like some milliput or something. Although I wouldn't really recommend that because if any of the screws like came undone for any reason, then you wouldn't be able to get in there to adjust the tensions or screw it back in, and you may just ruin your puzzle. So you could also just put some sort of like plastic cap over it, or the easiest solution to do is just put a sticker over it. And so if you wanted to put stickers over these faces, let's say you wanted to have a color scheme where the opposite face is the same color as that face. And I literally just took this sticker right off of the tip of the puzzle that I wasn't using anymore. And there we go, that actually looks kind of perfect, and it's very hard to tell that there's even a hole there. And this is actually what it would look like if you had these stickers on all of the faces of the puzzle. And so now I can turn it like this. It actually turns pretty bad right now, but this actually isn't the finished product. This is not what I'm going to be doing with this puzzle. I'm not just going to be keeping it like this. I'm actually going to be working on a different mod, so that's why I didn't really worry about filling up those holes, because this is actually the basis for the next mod that I'm going to be making. So go ahead and leave your predictions about what I could possibly make with a Tetraminx down in the comments below. If this tutorial helped you with making one of these puzzles, or specifically if you need any help with anything that I showed you how to do in this tutorial, then go ahead and leave a comment down below and ask, and I'll be sure to help you, get back to you. And that's pretty much it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!